Hello and welcome to Witness. I'm Raghi Omar. The world's news networks have carried thousands of stories about the plight of Iraqis over the last few decades, from life under Saddam through 3 wars. In today's Witness, we bring you a deeply personal account of the experience of exile, told through the haunting verse of one of Iraq's most famous poets, Nabil Yassin. In 1979, Nabil fled his homeland with his wife Nada and 3-year-old son. His crime was publishing poetry that didn't conform to the views of Saddam Hussein and his regime, including the work The Poet Satirizes the King. Branded an enemy of the state, Nabil faced imprisonment and likely death if he remained in Iraq. He continued to write and publish poetry from exile in England, his work smuggled back into Iraq, where they became a popular symbol of resistance. In Georgie Whedon's moving film, The Poet of Baghdad, Nabil performs some of these powerful works in person, taking us on a poetic journey through his story and giving a rare insight into the complexities of love and longing in exile.
مرات أجلس في نفسي وأسد منافذها أحكم إغلاق الجلسة أحكم سريتها فأرى شبحا يخرج من نفسي ويراقبني. The nightmare began in 1972. I read for first time my poem, The Poets Satirize the King. Saddam Hussein himself called me and sent 12 bodyguards, special bodyguards from him. They tried to arrest me, but they left me on the ground with my blood until the morning, when I heard the bird chirping in early morning. Then he put me for 3 months at home and banned the traveling, writing, even thinking. Spring 1979, secret police from everywhere. They start chasing me. Sometimes I find myself at night in the streets. I change places every day, sometimes twice a day. So it was really a difficult time. For this reason, I decided to leave. Wasn't easy. I have no passport. I couldn't live alone because my wife and my son will face very bad situation, like hostages. So in January 1980, I decided to go together as small family, even it wasn't easy. Still in my memory, it's like dream or nightmare. It was really very cold and gray dawn. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. My mother was very sad. She was sad for my leaving, but she didn't blame me that I chose this way. She cried and asked me, how long you will go? I promised her that I'm coming back within 6 months, but unfortunately, I spent 27 years until I returned for first time to Baghdad. وحده الجسد البشري يقاوم والروح تبتعد، وحده الجسد البشري يتقدم صوب النهار، وحده القلب ينبض، وحده الرأس يستقبل الضجة الموحشة، وحده الفم يقرأ، وحدها العين تبصر خيطا من الضوء في الأفق الشاحب، وحدها اليد تحمل هما، وحده العنق يذهب للمقصلة. I went to Beirut and I stayed with my wife and son for 2 years without any establishment. From Beirut to France, from France to Germany, from Germany to Cyprus, from Cyprus to Syria, from Syria to Lebanon, from Lebanon again to Germany. So for 2 years, every month or 2 months or 3 months, we should go to another way. Our homeland was the suitcase. I think in October or in September 1968, I met Nada as a student in the university. As I thought, she came from the mythology. Her eyes was really looked like Sumerian eyes. And she was there when I'm reading my poetry in the big hall of the university in Baghdad. The love in exile is very difficult. To keep your love in exile, you should give more and more than what you gave inside homeland. Because there, in the homeland, there's a family, there's a neighbor, there is roots. But in exile, you should become neighbor and family and roots. So the love will be stopped if you don't push it to function in another way. Not just I love you, that's enough. In homeland, yes, maybe enough, but in exile, it's different. You should become more than one person. For Nada, always, I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I was keen to leave Iraq. I wrote many times about Nada and Baghdad in the same time. I mixed between the women and the city. هل تعتني بالورد أم بالميت الملفوف بالكفن أم تصطفي عطرا لزينتها وفنجانا لجارتها أم تختلي في غرفة وتروح في شجو وفي شجن وتموت فوق الريح خارج بيتها أم خارج الوطن. We lived in Hungary until the end of the communist regime in 1991, and then I settled in London. The exile also gave me the time to read and to write. This is very serious. Western philosophy. During this time, I published my poems and my book, and others smuggled it to Iraq. It wasn't easy for my family just watching them from the exile, how they are suffering under the secret police. They're going to my family, knocking the door and asking about me. And if I'm writing something in Beirut or in France or in Cyprus or in any Arabic languages, they are going to my mother or to my brothers and threat them and saying, Nabil still attacking Saddam Hussein.
Please give Nabil Yassin a warm welcome.
في الطريق إلى العائلة، في الطريق الذي يعبر العالم البربري إلى العائلة، بشر واجمون انتظارا. Always I felt that I'm causing problems to my family, but fortunately they respect my choice, because also most of the family choose the freedom, choose the justice. وأنا واقف في براد الحياة أعد نشيدي لأعبر هذا المساء. My wife, her father first, and then her mother died, and she just knew about the death of her father 2 years later. في الطريق إلى العائلة والطريق إلى العائلة لغز ضوء بعيد وأسرار امرأة في نشيج سنوات من الزمن المتحجر مثل دعائم جسر. The exile seems from the beginning against you. It is not a journey through the beautiful things. It is a long journey to the hell sometime. وكلانا انتهى عند وحدته فاتحدنا معا وانتهى في خطاه. Thank you.
The moving words of Nabil Yassin. Join me after the break as he returns to his homeland, Iraq, and finds a Baghdad very different from the city he fled so many years ago.